So here we start with the first sample picture. I've been doing this inside. It's more or less my first picture. Yeah, it had been activated, the artificial intelligent dual camera, but I think it's about the best what you can get. But you can see when you go a little bit closer, it's quite blurred, and especially please check this side here. There's almost nothing to see. When we go to the same shot with the Samsung Galaxy S6H Samsung Galaxy S6H Plus, then you can see here, especially on the side, it's way better. It's way better. Also here, I mean, most of the things are definitely better. Maybe there's a way to improve this a little bit. Maybe with the night shot it will be a little bit better, but yeah, at the end it definitely will yeah, at the end there will be still a difference. Also on the right side, here we have the Xiaomi on the right side, not same thing definitely. I mean, the white balance is better than with the Samsung. Yeah, it had a little bit problem with the Samsung. The white balance is better here, but I mean the picture like details, it was much better with the Samsung. Same thing here. This is the Samsung. They were doing during the day. I had the phone on the screen, I mean on the window, so there was no shaking, no nothing. And you can see here, you can, let's say this tree, we can see single needles, most of them single needles. When we go to the Xiaomi, we see first thing, it's not same let's say green. Here it's more green, and this is more natural. This is more like it really was. This is a little bit too yellowish. It's not bad, but it's not the same. And when we go to this tree here, then you see it's much more washed out. It's hard to see the needles. Let's go back to the Samsung. It's definitely a difference. I mean, yeah, it's still not perfect, but it's definitely and this is only 6 megapixel. With the Xiaomi I have recorded in 9 megapixels, so it has actually more megapixel, but as you can see, it's not the same level of details. But I think it's still a good picture, and still the really most important fact of this picture is, of the pictures of the Xiaomi, is that it makes consistent pictures. You can make this picture 10, you can shoot this 10 times and you get every time same results. So here we have a selfie. The thing is, it's for me it's way too bright. There is, I mean, it's a bokeh, but too many things have bokeh here. The table looks, I mean, unnatural. It is in the same distance and it's blurred. I mean, maybe some people like it. I didn't really like it. I mean, on first thing, when you look quick at the picture, you think, oh yeah, that's not bad. I mean, like on the phone, you send it to somebody, yeah, it looks quite good, but when you look in detail on your computer, that's not really nice. So here also on the road, I've made this picture. That's strange. It has some strange things. I don't know if it was HDR. Now I don't think so, otherwise it would be worse. So as you can see in the middle, it's quite good, but here it has some really strange behavior. So it looks quite strange. So this picture is not evenly processed, and it has, I had a lot of samples about that. So the food here looks really good. I mean, we have the green, we have the red, and it's not too bad. I mean, the Samsung of course had been better, but when we go into details, it's not too bad. So if you have a decent light and not too dark, there is not too much blurring, and so everything good, quite sharp, readable, not perfect. I mean, of course, probably it pointed towards this position and this was in focus, or I don't know, so it's not too bad here. So a few of street pictures. Also, I think it was not even HDR, and the sky is still blue. It is. It has a good brightness level, I think. So actually, usually you don't have to correct much. That is a good thing, because you cannot, as I already told, you cannot change the brightness level in the automatic mode. So it's a good thing to have already a good brightness, otherwise it would be a problem. You see a lot of really nice colors. Maybe some are a little bit overdone, but it is quite natural. It's not bad, except when you go to HDR. I hope they will really improve the HDR, because the HDR, some of the pictures, I mean, they look actually pretty nice, but if you go in detail, HDR has really a lot of problems. Let's say here it look really nice. When we go to this area, look at this, it's horrible. Look at this thing, it's totally washed out. It's absolutely devastating. I don't know what they did. I mean, this is really actually unacceptable level of HDR. I mean, you can use different photo apps with way better HDR. Definitely, this is total crap. Sorry, I have to tell that. I mean, I like the phone, I like usually the camera, but such a thing in HDR is an absolutely no-go. Here we have the same thing, and a few other areas which are totally washed out, and it looks like they just forgot some parts of the image to process. I mean, that's really ridiculous. But apart from that, I mean, it hasn't been super sunny, not a super sunny day. I think that's HDR2. Yeah, one thing with the HDR as well, if I go back, maybe I'll find this. There was a tree here. When we go into that, it looks like it's cut out with a knife. It's not 3D. It looks like a 2D image where somebody cut out the tree. It's yeah, HDR is definitely one thing which does not work. At least not work with all the pictures. If you do HDR, I would definitely recommend to make a normal picture of every scene as well, otherwise you can almost end up in a total loss. Apart from that, some really decent pictures. I mean, of course, when you zoom in, and here I make a crop of zooming, I mean electronic zooming in, then it's too much. So this is a selfie, and again, for me, way too bright. I don't understand what they are doing. I hope they will improve that. I have been doing some selfies inside. They have been way better, but outside selfie seems to be way too bright. So here also a decent picture. Also again with the food, and here comes some quite surprisingly good pictures. That was in Charleston, and we have been on a like ghost tour, or I can't remember the name of that. It's in a old prison, and spooky. It's supposed to be a spooky house, and we have been able to, I mean, the whole thing was in almost absolute darkness, but we have been told that we can use the flash, and sometimes on the pictures we can see strange things. I haven't checked the internet. Yeah, maybe I will find some scary things. At least I didn't do that before doing this ghost tour, because otherwise I hadn't done this tour. I think there are really strange things going on. Yeah, anyway, we have been able to use the flash, or to make pictures with flash or without flash. I did them with flash, and this was actually complete darkness, and it was quite a long distance. I mean, that was about 30 feet or something like that into the corner from my position, and it was really good quality. I mean, not super quality, but it was still everything to see, and really good. I didn't expect something like this from a $200 camera phone, to see everything well inside. Look at this. This is really well lit. I mean, of course there are artifacts and some grains and whatever, but everything is really good visible, and that's only from the built-in flash, and that's quite a distance. That's at least 30 feet. That's definitely 30 feet or even more, and in absolute darkness. Sometimes I had to really rush. I didn't have the time to hold my phone still, so probably I had been able to make better pictures than this. Yeah, I was really surprised about that. So outside, beach, yeah, no problem at all. Really decent shots, of course. Here was a full crop, I mean electronic zoom, yeah, just to test, but of course it's too much, especially without optical image stabilization. Here's a selfie inside. It's still not perfect, but it's way better. With selfies you have to be really careful that you don't have too much light, otherwise it will be definitely too bright. Here the same selfie with bokeh effect. Yeah, obviously seemed to work, the t-shirt and my face, everything sharp. Yeah, so actually that's it for now. I think I'm close to 1 hour. That's definitely enough for a full review of the Xiaomi Mi 8 Lite. I hope I've been covering most of it to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate and write everything into the feedback section. I mean, it would be really interesting to learn from you. What's your experience? If you are also happy, or before you buy, any questions what you have about the phone, don't hesitate, write it into the feedback area, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.